with chatting. I just step up and make it happen. It's a lifestyle. Living young and restless, yeah, we quite wild. If I want it, I'ma get it talking right now. And I ain't got no regrets, it's my time now. Lights out when you see us talking moves. You don't know that's the topic. And if you talking juice, well then you know I got it. Then you know I got it.
Nobody got it like
they can try, but can do it like Vinny. Yeah, no permission. I got it.
I'll take it. Yeah, reminded myself to just let go. Don't wonder how far I can fall. Don't look down, never fade out. And I just wanna be someone and never fall behind again. Just keep on moving on. Never look down, never fade out. Never fade out. Oh, 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 shooting through the clouds, I know it's alright, it's alright. Heavens are the limit now. Let's fly just one more night, one more night. Don't look down, never fade out. And I just wanna be someone and never fall behind again. Just keep on moving on. Never look down, never fade out. Never fade out. Oh, oh,
my heart into something gold. Knew I sold my soul to the devil long ago. I rode it all along on your wave right before it broke. Time was thrown down the well, so I let you go. What I do right now. What I do right now for you, for you. Carolina skies in the night, floating by your side. I fell up when you fell down, but we stayed in flight. I'm laughing to myself, 'cause I know that I can't deny. I can't find what you can't hide right inside my mind. What I do right now. What I do right now for you, for you.
every single line, every single roadblock. We are two hearts that beat in time. In the towers looking down all night, blocking out the sun that we need. Maybe we can change our stripes and colors. You're the only one I see. And I take it all or nothing at all. Driving through the night till I'm at your door. Go outside, stay up all night. And I take it all or nothing at all. Driving through the night till I'm at your door. Go outside, stay up all night. Sleep through the sunrise. Into my past and I count the numbers of the dreams that I left behind. I don't even care now that I've discovered a new kind of peace of mind. Up above us, looking down on us, there's an angel I know. We don't need to worry or discuss much. It's time for me to hit the road. I'll take it all or nothing at all. Driving through the night till I'm at your door. Go outside, stay up all night. Sleep through the sunrise. Take it all or nothing at all. Driving through the night till I'm at your door. Go outside, stay up all night. And I take it all or nothing at all. Driving through the night till I'm at your door. Go outside, stay up all night. Sleep through the sunrise.
Chasing all my dreams now lately. No matter if I try too hard, nothing's ever enough, baby. No, I don't care too much. I don't care too much. As long as I can keep you by my side. I don't care too much. We got time, no rush. In your eyes I always see there is something meant for me. In your eyes I always feel different. Tell me everything's alright. Life is just a bunch of faces, and if it's not, we'll still be fine. I know we're going places. I don't care too much. I don't care too much. As long as I can keep you by my side. I don't care too much. We got time, no rush. In your eyes I always see there is something meant for me. In your eyes I always feel
passports, baby. Leave the rest in our troubled minds. Let us go down in laughter, baby. Trying to figure out what we're after. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. Book a plane, fly away. We will never be the same. And as long as you are mine, come on and run away. We wanna run away. We don't need any reasons, baby. Leave it all for the faded hearts. I don't mind if they call us crazy, 'cause they don't understand what we're after. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. We're no kids no more. I need to feel alive in this dreadful town. I'm running out of time, and as long as you're mine, I wanna run away. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. I was dancing on my own when you spilled that rum and coke on my t-shirt. Yeah, your eyes made it difficult to get love, baby. And the next thing I know, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Oh, you give me that high pitch feel, baby. We started saying it right, but it's first sight, the way you looked at me. Couldn't say goodbye, and what I did to make it tough, baby, you made
And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Ooh, you give me that high pitch feel, baby. We shared a cigarette by East Versailles. The way you looked at me, couldn't say goodbye. And whatever you did to make it stop, 'cause baby, you make me feel something.
Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Woo. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Summer sauce, dripping, dripping. Woo. Got it. Yeah, 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 yeah. Got it. Yeah, you know. Yeah, you know. I'm only making moves. There ain't no other option. There ain't no other option. So if you talking juice, well damn, you know I got it. Yeah, you know I got it. Nobody got it like. Nobody got it like. Yeah. I got the juice. I got it. I got the juice, from a droppy in the scene, I feel lucky, yeah. Got them watching from Paris to Popping, yeah. With this music was lurking, now I'm attacking. Now with the chatting, I just step up and make it happen. It's a lifestyle. Living young and restless, yeah, we quite wild. If I want it, I'ma get it talking right now. And I ain't got no regrets, it's my time now. Lights out when you see us talking moves. You don't know that's the topic. And if you talking juice, well damn, you know I got it. Damn, you know I got it. Nobody got it like. Yeah, 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 yeah. You know it, yeah. Summer sauce, drip, drip. I got the juice, yeah, yeah, yeah. I got the juice, you know. Got it like. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Nobody got it like. Nobody got it like me. Step up on the stage, turn it in a crime scene. Some killers only.
They've taken it like proper sportsmen at this stage.
We're about to have the question answered of who really is the best of all time.
All 5 players are just great players.
They're both with their knives out. They're both not ready, and somehow Stewie stays alive. Stewie's not aggressive. He gets by Apex.
We're here to only win. We don't care who we play. We don't care if it's simple, the best player in the world. Won't care if it's the worst.
Under peach.
Alright, apologies boys, we have to cut those ads short because this game is actually already started. We were left waiting a while for that other one before it appears that Invision Gaming aren't really showing up to the match. So, not too sure what's happening over there, but for now we are going to hop onto this one. Invictus currently leading 6-3 on the T side of Mirage, and currently in a position also where it looks like they should be able to extend that lead even further. It's all on to EA King, I think that's his name, as he comes around on that flank. Coming in from Palace, he does have a defuse, getting a bit of utility to work with, and could potentially catch Vadim off guard, which he will end up doing. But now his position's known, he has to come out through Palace. It's a small choke point. That flash giving him the opportunity to try and create a bit of space as he moves out. That final player in behind Triple again, still has a Molotov to work with. The smoke as well getting dropped on the bomb. Not really much of a chance here. The smoke actually landed on the lip of the box, meaning his legs were still exposed. So he wasn't really able to hide himself at all. 7-3 wNv teamwork. Having a look at their economy, it's not great. They are going to have to go with the eco in this round. You can see E-King actually performing quite well, sitting at 12-8. Let's have a quick look over the names because we've never actually commentated this team before. So it's Kamai, we're going to go with him. E-King, we'll go with Jing. Whitex. Uzi, I think that's what it is meant to be. Vadim right now though, making himself some good money with that Mac 10 on middle. They need to be careful up close on B. Pistols can certainly be dangerous, but it was just a single P250 for Whitex, so he wasn't really able to get too much apart from that first frag. The bomb will go down now, and with that Jing and Kamai, I guess they should probably just be looking for a couple of exit frags. There's one player over in ladder room around short. This Mac 10 though from Vadim is still looking to hunt, and he didn't really take much damage earlier on either, so still looking pretty healthy. Comes out from top mid, long range on the Mac 10, gets himself one more. 8-3. Invictus have already confirmed themselves a lead heading into that second half no matter what. One thing we need to do is actually quickly check out the GoTV. Not the GoTV, the way the Vito went down rather. Of course I was not expecting to be on this game, so I didn't actually check it out. Alright, so we have Mirage being the choice of Invictus, so I mean, it makes sense that they're looking pretty good so far. wNv picking Vertigo, okay. And then Overpass, Nuke, Inferno, and Train were removed, so that left us with Dust2 as the decider. Not shown on the Vito here for some reason that I was sent. Valet. Oh, that's a very wild push-up through short. Not too sure what Kamai was going for. He was flashed over. Not sure if it was by a teammate or if he just underhanded that one himself, but he wasn't really able to have any help at all. E-King goes down over towards ladder room, and Invictus are just making this look easy since we've hopped into this. I mean, wNv not able to put up too much of a fight. Uzi on that AWP will find one player trying to creep up through the connector smoke. But now, still with a man advantage in favour of the T side, all they have to do is group up and go somewhere together, and Vadim had just walked all the way onto B. He got boosted into window earlier on, I believe, just as we had that player jumping out through connector. Flanked in through kitchen, flying, then cuts off the rotation from A, leaving only Uzi. Maybe he can get himself a kill on the op and have the chance to save it. But it looks like everyone from Invictus is ready to hunt it down. Seeking. Okay, thank you. Thank you. If I get any other names horribly wrong, please let me know. NA production, yeah, I had to cut the adverts off because I meant to run them before the game starts, but of course the other one wasn't anywhere near starting, so I hadn't ran them yet, and they were like swap over to this game because the other one wasn't going to start. So I was like, oh, okay, I need to get this done. Then I hopped in. It was 6-3 already. I was like, oh damn, can't do that. So I figured you guys would be okay with a little mess up just to get us into the game a bit quicker. Right now though, just pistols and some Kevlar for the CT side, and already up close on the B apartments. We see that opening kill coming in for Flying, catching Whitex, who was trying to get aggressive. Jeans King able to get himself one as well in towards connector. And they notice a player in window who's been tagged down heavily as well, so they've pretty much just opened up this entire map right now. They've creeped up through connector, they've already got kitchen control. Doesn't even seem like they're aware of this on the CT side, as you can see, being flanked out. Kamai wasn't even being cautious. And Jing on a single point to HP, 1v4. 4 bullets left in the mag as well. Ends up actually dinking down Fala, but not able to get the finish. 10-3, double digits for Invictus Gaming. Reminds me, I need to update the title actually. Apologies guys, I did miss that opening kill as I was updating the title. Jing even doubling down there, catching the second player coming out of ramp before eventually getting traded. And that's what they needed. Either that or find that first kill and stay alive, but the fact that he doubles down still keeps them in a really good position now as they set up for the retake. Uzi able to get one off the back of that flash from his teammate. Flying returns it again, and there is pretty decent afterplans here for the D side. Fallon needs to be careful though. Smoked off now, and Connector puts so much pressure on towards Flying, and he's not able to withstand that as they come in from jungle and the spawn. The bomb not planted for that player in Connector. I mean, there's no defuse kit currently on the one who's going for the defuse, but I don't think he realizes it's planted on the other side. Trying to get maybe the wall bang in. It's a very risky approach to playing that situation, and in the end it doesn't work out. We will see wNv finally putting another round on the board for themselves and saving over an op as well. Unfortunately, only living with one player, so they don't really build up any money at all, as you can see, spending everything into this round. And even with that, not getting a perfect buy. I mean, the MP9 being the main weakness, it's not horrible. Majority of the players for the D-side actually over towards A this time around. Early mid control as well, looking to come in just by one player showing a bit of presence, but as they actually catch Jing peeking into ramp at the beginning, and it looks like they... I was going to say may slow it down because they were beginning to somewhat fall back off, but just setting themselves up to use a bit of utility to get out flying. I don't know how he wasn't spotted first. Somehow able to make that one work. Quick headshot coming in, a 5-on-3 now. The op and spawn in the hands of Uzi is going to have to get so much done. Finds that first shot, but retrieves an up shot to the kneecap as well in the meantime. So taken down low and pretty much taken out of the fight. Now being the last man left standing, there's no option to save. It's the final round of the half, of course, and there it is. Fala with a Glock just comes in with the one tap. 11-4. Invictus looking good here on Mirage. Again, this is their map choice, and wNv, they chose Vertigo coming up next. The question is, how are Invictus going to fare on... how are they going to fare on Vertigo? That's going to be a very tough one to play if they're not actually a team who practices it. But you'd imagine if they let it through, if they didn't insta-ban it in the beginning, then it's a map that they're at least competent on. Nobody knows how many games left until qualifiers finish. Well, this is the semi-final, so there's the winner of this qualifies to the closed qualifier, but the winner of this will still play the final game in this open qualifier just for seeding, to see who's going to get that better seed and heading into the closed qualifier. Best of one, Swayzes? No, it's a best of three, man. We have Mirage, which is the map choice of Invictus. Then we have Vertigo, the map choice of wNv, and then Dust 2 as the decider if we need it. Here we go. Setting up for an A execute. A waterfall out of Palace seems to be the goal. This is a decent setup from the CT side. Two players under Palace, one in the spawn as well. They can work together perhaps to hold this push. There's even a team kill that comes in from Uzi, making things a bit more difficult for wNv than they needed to be. But the bomb will go down in the end. Oh, nice headshot as well found by Seaking. Put in a favourable position for the T-side. Didn't last too long though. USP is long range, taking all of the headshots. It's only Camite that remains now in Sandwich, but a Glock up close. It's perfect. Two headshots being found. And a lifeline for wNv now to try and make this comeback happen on the T-side. If they didn't pick up that pistol, I probably would have had very, very little hope in them managing to pull back a victory here on Mirage. Even with it though, it's still going to be tough. I mean, they're coming into this round right now, which they should have a pretty easy time in. It is an eco from Invictus, apart from the fact that they bought up a load of nades. So where are they going to bring those grenades? A nade towards the B. I think they have a read. They have a read about what is happening right now. They're stacking up towards B, and we're maybe getting ready to fight mid as well if that was needed. But here we go. The nades could do so much damage. Already a kill being found. There's one more in play. A headshot from Vadim on the USP. This is just falling apart for wNv. It's tragic. Oh my god, they haven't done anything. Eventually Jing gives them a little bit by just walking into the flames, saying this doesn't even matter anymore. It's only Kamite that remains 1 on 4, but it can still get awkward. I was going to say they don't have Kevlar, so with the UMP you can certainly get a lot done, but in the end the AK comes out on top of that initial fight. So 4 players surviving for Invictus. They definitely had a read about what wNv like to do on that second round after they win pistol. Oh, Fala, I don't think he expects that player up close. Fortunately, no Kevlar. Easy flick over for the headshot with the Mac-10. UMP as well should have some success in the B apartments, especially as the Molotov is able to force Whitex out into the open and actually finish him off. The AUG on mid, it looks to be a very easy anti-eco right now from the CT side. As I say that, I do jinx it a little bit. The Glock ends up coming out with 1 kill from Jing. Could retrieve himself a weapon, potentially only a UMP. Get 1 kill with this though, an extra $600, he wouldn't be complaining. There we have it. Catches flying on the bomb site off guard and retrieves an AK. The only issue is the bomb is back in the T apartments, currently under the control of Invictus, which they aren't actually aware of. But he will still have to get past them if he wants to retrieve it. So, I mean, same situation kind of stands. Oh, is the caster command not working? Let me check. Nah, it doesn't seem to be working. It was working yesterday, that's weird. I don't think anything's changed either. The fields when this is better observing than the major. Man, this is auto-director. I'm not observing this. It would be very, very difficult to observe and also cast at the same time. I mean, if it gets down to like a 2v2 or something, then I might take over a little bit because then that's a lot easier to focus on. It's different when there's 10 people alive at the beginning. But here we go and execute towards the A-bomb site. wNv looking a little bit desperate at this point. They've bought up everything they could, as they're going to be running onto a site where there is 3 players set up to try and hold this down. The op from Triple getting some good work done. Jean's taking himself a second. Repeaks for the headshot on towards Jing. Oh, eventually, actually a couple of frags are being brought back. They find 2 players sprinting in through that smoke. Uzi pulling this back into a winnable spot alongside Whitex. Suddenly it's flying, and he has an auto sniper now to pull off this 1 versus 2 retake. I think Invictus have kind of messed themselves up a little bit. Good damage onto Whitex. USP is what he falls back to when he could have stuck on the auto sniper and tried to get that wallbang headshot. Would have made a lot more sense. Yeah, I think at this point he just has to run away and save. He has a pretty expensive weapon that could certainly do some damage in the next round. So I mean, oh, no, he's going for it. Okay, eventually goes down. I don't know. Why is he not saving that up? That auto sniper, rather. Either that or take that up that was right there in front of him the entire time and run away. Because they have okay money. Fala could drop a rifle over to 1 player who's a little low, which would have been Jeans. Flying them would have had an auto sniper or an op. Vadim can buy for himself as well. Shaq able to buy for himself. It would have been a pretty decent buy. Still have a double op setup. But it's 2 ops, 1 M4 and a couple of deagles with very little utility and no defuse kit. So if it comes down to the retake, it will be quite difficult. Oh, mid-aggression, he's been spotted. The auto-director bringing us elsewhere. No, bring us back to the action. This isn't Star Ladder. JK, I don't think I'm allowed to say that. Oh, nice catch. Through the smoke as well. I don't think he spotted him at all. Flying trying to get aggressive up short, just gets destroyed. Seeking, catching the B-aggression. And yeah, I mean, that's the 2 weaker weapons gone at least. That's the only real positive I can see right now. They still have those rifles in play. Whether they actually manage to maybe stack up a bomb site and hold it down, or I think more likely just get forced into going for a save. Yeah, I'm the same caster from yesterday, man. Here we go, out towards A. As I said, most likely a save having to be called for. But Invictus don't seem to like calling for saves, because right now even they're making their way in towards the CT spawn. In a 5-on-2, when you don't even have Kevlar, I don't know why this is the decision that's being made. Honestly, it doesn't really make sense to me. Look at their money now. I mean, I'm sure they have a pretty good lead, but it's not worthwhile. Now they're averaging just like $2,000, when instead they could have had an op and an M4. Credit for being able to pronounce their names. Am I actually successfully saying their names? I'm not gonna lie. I kind of just looked at things and I was like, yeah, that makes sense. See, the 4 doesn't really make sense as an E too much for Kamite, but we're going with it anyway, you know? Because otherwise I would have zero idea how to say K4MI74, you know? But yeah, this round's an eco anyway. Pretty much a throw up here. wNv taking themselves an 8th round. And their main goal at this point being to ensure that they can keep all these weapons up, because Invictus will be looking for a few exit frags. The op though, long range up against the pistols, is ideal. They have Kamite ready nearby to try and support them. I'm surprised he took that wide peek. He could have just waited for them to start pushing out and had a bit of an easier time just holding the angle. But I guess trying to catch them off guard. Maybe they weren't expecting that second player. Did end up going down, but not the end of the world. Only flying that remains, and in the end he will be finished off as well. Yeah, it could be Camisa, to be fair. I'm going to go look and see what he has on HLTV. Again, I wasn't initially meant to cast this game, so I didn't kind of look at the names and be like, okay, this is how this makes sense, this is how you say it. Cami, okay, we'll go with Cami. There's someone called KZY, there's someone called ZWin, there's 4K, there's Fury Ray. This makes no sense to me because that doesn't look like any of these names, really. So we'll stick with what we're going with. Jean's trying to hold his B push. Turned away from the flash just in time, reverts back, and it was only Jing. They were a little bit late on the follow-up, and unfortunately as they come out the window, they are being destroyed right now. Flying takes down one eventually. Shaq on that rotation drops the bomb, and now it's only one man that remains. It's the op 1v4. The Molotov, if this is thrown down, pretty much stops him from doing anything. But he ends up going forward either way and spotted with a quick headshot coming in. 14-8, Invictus picking themselves up another round here on the CT side finally. But wNv, they picked themselves up like 3 or 4 rounds in a row, so they have some money to work with. They'll be able to rebuy. Also, a lot of names don't match the HLTV names for Invictus gaming either, so it's just impossible to know who's who, to be honest, so we just go with the on-server names. That's what I'm doing anyway. Oh, Shaq should have some free kills here. They're running through the smoke. Only gets 2, but does some good damage, and then Fala follows up with 1 more. Uzi eventually trades back, but he's left in a 1-on-3. Smoking towards jungle. A flash to hopefully allow him to cross without anyone peeking up from connector. Just going to seemingly go for this default plant. Flash towards the spawn. Doesn't want to put it down yet. Trying to get himself a couple of fights before he does so. Knowing that he can be pushed down if he doesn't try and win them out. Ends up getting a second as well. Before eventually being dropped by Vidim, who wins out that 1 versus 1 in the end. It's map point for Invictus Gaming. Again, this is their map choice. Vertigo coming up next, which is a place that wNv Teamwork should feel a lot more comfortable on. You'd imagine, at least if they're picking it. Because Vertigo isn't a map that you just pick because you can, just because it's in the pool and you're like, oh, maybe they're not great at it. Vertigo is a map that you pick if you're really confident on it. So you know if that's coming out that a team is going to look better than they did on the first map. Hopefully, anyway. Who knows? Maybe Invictus are really good at Vertigo. Followed out, through the flames, going to be able to take down Sea King early on. Understandably so, because fish and fire do not mix well. Oh, easy kills. No, because of that player going down, no one was actually watching the push down ramp. Somehow Fala doesn't get the actual frag itself, but he done some good damage. The Molotov being dropped delayed and done some more. And Fala just continuing to pick up headshots. 2 bullets left though. Yeah, there we go. Trades out to an AK from 2 to 28. That's a much, much better position to be in. I don't know why he's continuing to aggress though. Ends up giving away a kill to Jing. Shouldn't affect the outcome of the round. So it still does seem like we likely will see 16-8 here on map number 1. Unless some serious mistakes are made from the rest of the Invictus Gaming players. And that doesn't look too likely anymore. Uzi, he was the low health player, but I mean, still handy to have that second man, even if he just acts as a bit of a distraction when the push comes in. Only Jing remains, and he's about to peek into an op, so not much that can be done about it. 16-8 here on map number 1. Invictus looking good. The question is, how are they going to be able to perform on Vertigo? The map choice of wNv Teamwork. Will they be able to redeem themselves? Will wNv Teamwork be able to bring it back? And at that point, will we be seeing map 3 which would be Dust 2. Don't mind going to Dust 2 right now. This just happens when a game ends on an ESL server. It is, of course, Vertigo next, and then Dust 2 if needed. So we're going to go ahead and send that on over to a break, guys. Do stick around. We will be back as soon as the players are ready to hop on into map number 2.
Opening in the clouds, and I'll take it, yeah. Reminding myself to just let go. Don't wonder how far I can fall. Don't look down, never fade out. And I just wanna be someone and never fall behind again. Just keep on moving on. Never look down, never fade out. Never fade out. Oh, 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 shooting through the clouds, I know it's alright, it's alright. Heavens are the limit now. Let's fly just one more night, one more night. Don't look down, never fade out. And I just wanna be someone and never fall behind again. Just keep on moving on. Never look down, never fade out. Never fade out. Oh, 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 oh.
Alright, Buzz, welcome back. That was a quick break. I barely had time to run to the bathroom when I got back as the pistol was actually starting. So, good on the timing from myself. As you can see right now, already a push going to be coming in towards this bomb site rather from wNv. What's interesting is it seems Invictus have actually chosen to start on the CT's side. Let's see how that's going to pan out for them and execute over towards A. Molotovs and smokes going down, but there's actually already a quick flank coming in from Jeans. One headshot being found. Does he realise there's someone up close in the scaffold? And he definitely will now. But it doesn't matter. Uzi just keeps going forward. 2 headshots on the Glock already and potentially another to be found. There it is. That flank completely stomped on by Uzi as he takes all 3 headshots. It's only Shaq and Vadim that remain. Looking to work their way in from the CT spawn. No defuse kit currently in their possession. And even if there was one at the end of that ramp, there's no way of them retrieving it. 1 headshot being found. A small consolation at this point, though, because there's not much you can do about this 1 versus 3. The bomb already ticking away too quickly. And that is indeed going to be wNv teamwork picking up this opening pistol. Oh, okay. And the final kill actually ends up coming in the end as well. Uzi makes his way around and gets the headshot with 1 quick bullet. Unexpected. So no one survived. Would have been nice even just for that Kevlar to be carried over. Would have given it to him in this round. As you can see, no one actually ends up buying it up. Instead, just a few upgraded pistols being found. Even with that, they're not going to have a great buy in the next round. Sure, they'll get the rifles, but utility-wise, they won't really have anything. Split up across the map this time from wNv teamwork. Just a bit of a default. Waiting to see if they catch aggression anywhere from the CT side, knowing they are up against that weaker buy. Molotov out the sandbags to make sure no one could hide in that spot. Oh, the jumpy got some info for both sides right there. More so for the T side though, of course. I don't think Jing's too worried about them knowing that he's in this position. Kind of intimidates Invictus from getting too aggressive on this side of the map and being able to actually find any more info. But as I say that, Fala beginning they're going to creep forward. Only as a USB, so this could be difficult. Managed to actually catch him off guard. A bit of a dink comes in. Cammy up close, eventually looking to pounce with this UMP, will do so, but he's traded back quickly by the Deagle. Vadim in the meantime has managed to get a kill as well. And now it's a 3-on-4 actually favouring that CT side. At least in terms of the manpower. The weapons, of course, still looking much, much better for wNv. As I said, though, a UMP will be retrieved. Fala needs to get a quick rotation in. Let's see if the Deagle can do anything. This is a nice angle, but not able to capitalise on it. And Jeans himself ends up taking a small bit of damage. Flying, though, and the P250 manages to steal away a headshot onto Whitex. How is this crumbling so much for wNv? Vadim should have a free kill as this one comes in from the door. And Flying, in the meantime, had finished off the player on the bomb site. So it's an easy defuse. 3 of them surviving for Invictus. They barely invested anything at all. I don't know how that happens. 3 rifles as well. Just being gifted over to them. And as you can see, it's flipped the tables now. wNv are the ones only having the pistols to work with. Small bit of utility as well. A B-rush actually going to be what they're going for immediately. The Molotov goes down though, and also the player in that window is able to get a little bit of damage done as they cross over. So far, not too much success being found for the T side, other than the fact that they've got on towards the bomb site itself. But even with that, it doesn't look like it's going to last very long. Jeans needs to be cautious, doesn't want to go down, but that won't be the case because Shaq is the one to come in and finish it off instead. 2-1. All 5 players surviving for Invictus, but this will be a buy round now from the T side. Or at least should be. Uzi, he's a little bit low on money, only has 3450. Probably see a Galil, maybe an SMG. Oh, yeah, it goes for the Galil. Looking like just a quick A-rush going to be coming in here from wNv, and they actually do catch the players aggressive, knowing the second one was in there as well. The wall bang from Vadim is absolutely perfect, but somehow in the meantime, we do see Invictus actually managing to trade back elsewhere. So there was the 4 players, of course, pushing up towards A-ramp. There was the one in mid, a 1-for-1 trade on the ramp. coming in, and then the one in mid actually somehow keeping Invictus in this round. Vadim then catching a quick shot through the smoke before it bloomed, and a nade to do a bit of damage onto the bomb planter. So this is looking good again for Invictus. Can wNv manage to close out this after plant? But it doesn't seem like it's going to happen. That final player, he thought he could blend in. He's like, I am the pole. They'll never know. I think Flying is thinking, what was he thinking was going to happen here? He's like, okay, yeah, maybe you can stop the defuse, but we can see it as well, man. I mean, yeah, maybe it'd be okay to catch one player off guard, but you'd have to know that everyone's coming in from the CT area. Even if they come in kind of the side way, past the wooden panel area, if they come in that way, you're probably still going to get traded 1-for-1 unless they kind of line up and just have absolutely zero idea where they're getting shot from, which was, I mean, maybe with the M4A1S, no tracers. Couple players over towards middle. You're going to be coming up the ladder as well, but they aren't going to be able to get there in time to actually assist their teammates who have been already taken down, 2 of them at least. The bomb as well getting dropped, but a nice recovery from Cammy. That's an AK to use now. Vadim on the up with a headshot. You can't really stand with a point for very long because it's just so hectic. So much aggression coming in from both sides that it's constant battles, and the round never really looks to be going one way for very long. There it is though. Fala survives just about on 1 health. 4-1 is the score for Invictus as they kick it off really well here on the CT side of Vertigo rather. Putting an in at the start, but what the hell? Like half Inferno, half Vertigo. Here we go though, double op setup from the CT side. An op as well available for the T's. By far the best buy, of course, we've seen from them so far. But let's see, we've had this angle from Shaq not work out previously when the headshot came in by the 3 players rushing up the ramp, but it does this time around. It's Vadim on the op who takes the initial frag, then Shaq, as they focus their attention towards Vadim, is able to pounce for the op then again to take himself a second. Witex pulls one back, but he's the last man standing and already heavily weakened as well at 30 health. Not much hope for him to get anything done in this 1 versus 4, I wouldn't imagine. Tagged up further by the P250, the up just to ensure the death. Overkill. And again, just pistols being allowed for wNv. After losing that first map as well, coming into Vertigo with a start like this is very, very hurtful. I mean, it's going to be difficult for them to bounce back in terms of the mentality right now. Cammy looking tempted to peek this corner. Could be in trouble. He does have a bit of assistance though. Uzi going to be coming in as well. They line up for the deagle, so that will allow for 2 to come in. Fortunately, there was another player on middle, being Shaq, who returns it again. So 3-on-3. Witex at the moment actually creeping up towards that B-bomb site, and it's only Flying to hold it down in a pretty passive angle as well. I mean, if he gets spotted here, there's nowhere really he can fall back to. There we have it. Gets 1 though, so no one following up immediately. I mean, if the 3 of them are pushing together right now, he's standing in the spot. If they peek that together, maybe opposite sides of the box, they'd likely get the trade because he can't really just step back and escape to safety without dying, of course, falling off the building. Spots out the first and the second. Maybe the bomb plant can come in. I mean, the extra money would be a nice bonus for wNv. They didn't really need it though. They still have good money, so was trying to see maybe if he could get something else done. But the nade either way finished it off. 6-1. The buy again now from the T side. The op should be available for Cammy if he wants it. Was it Invictus Gaming who picked this map? No, it was wNv who picked this one. Invictus chose Mirage, which they won 16-8. Oh, hang on. Straight up B-Rush going to be coming in. That nade should do some pretty good damage. The op not really able to do anything from the window, but I don't know if they expect flying up close. He steps out into the open. I mean, if he just stayed in that corner, he likely would have got that first kill at the very least, and it maybe could have swung around to get those other 2 players. Ends up getting caught in a very difficult spot. The op from Gene doesn't manage to get the kill either, and here we have it. wNv with the B-Rush. They're actually making it work. At this point, I think the 2 ops may consider saving, but actually taking a look at their economy, I was going to say maybe with the 2 of them alive, it was worthwhile for them to hold, get a couple kills. Jeans is on low health though, so he's not staying around quite as aggressive. Still willing to take a couple angles, see maybe if he can shut down these players who are hunting him. And yeah, I mean, he's doing a pretty good job right now. Should eventually go down. Does so after taking 2 kills. But some pretty solid damage, as I said, being connected. The buy going to be coming back in. Will they stick with that double op setup? They will indeed. Jeans and Vidim both have been playing well with it, to be fair. Peeking this window pretty much every round. Not actually taking the aggressive stance in this one. Normally it was the upper, trying to peek down the steps. So that's why, I mean, it's a little bit dangerous for Fala to be there. Because if they're expecting an up, they get a rifle, then even better. I think Canadians would definitely prefer that. And there you have it. Yeah, they're holding for that peek because it just happens so often. Even with the flash that comes in, they have a great spot to hold it from below where the flash didn't blind them. Fortunately, Jeans on the up trades one back in middle. A flash to come over. No, actually a Molotov instead, but they've already got past the steps, so it's not really going to do much. As I say that, Jeans still managed to take one more. Dropping the bomb, flying, then doubles down to drop it again. Vidim catches the aggression coming in towards the spawn. And that leaves only Cammy. A minute remaining and up in his hands. I don't think he really has much hope of saving this, even if he wanted. As one player drops down to act as a distraction. And the up comes in to finish it off. 7-2. Very quickly, Invictus returning with a round of their own. Fortunately, with 3 players having survived in that previous round where they did win it, and also, of course, the loss bonus being built up for wNv, they are able to keep buying. But they need to start putting some more rounds on the board. From what we've seen, Vertigo does seem to be a bit of a T-sided map. Although Invictus looking great on the CT right now. I don't know if that's necessarily just because wNv aren't having a great performance themselves. As Flying and Shaq completely decimate that push in towards the B-bomb site. All the bodies stacked up out on the railings right there. They all made it to the exact same spot and suffered the exact same fate. That dude, he just looks like a normal dude right there. Don't know how he's gotten himself into a situation like this on a skyscraper trying to blow things up. Ooh, Fala dropping down the ladder. That's an interesting approach. Finds the quick headshot. They know this flank is coming in now, though, of course, but it does still kind of maybe slow them down a little bit. Either that or force them to commit straight into the bomb site without having much time to assess what's going on. And you saw because of that, the off was able to take 2 kills, flying from behind, able to get himself a double as well. 9-2. Good trades from wNv overall, but Invictus, they're just always ready. They're always ready to rotate in. They always have those quick flanks at hand if they want. wNv this time around don't actually have enough to get that buyout, so it is just going to be pistols. Likely double digits to be found already for Invictus here. This is surprising. Vadim is just unstoppable right now. I think he's like 13-2, 13-3. As is Flying. So I mean, these men right now, 140, 180, or 102. We'll get back to the action for a second. Why did a swap us off at a CZ? God damn it, Auto Director. He didn't end up getting the kill either way, but it didn't even swap us the Flying, so that was interesting. Fala though, from that flank once again with the Krieg, taking 3. 10-2. All 5 players surviving for the CT side. Pretty much confirms that they'll have buys for the rest of this half. Meaning wNv teamwork, if they want to bring it up to this 5-round mark, they're going to have to go through 3 gun rounds most likely. So it's not going to be easy. And already again the opening kill in favor of Invictus. They just can't do anything right now. wNv are getting decimated. B control being found for the CT side. They can take down towards the bottom of the steps, which means, of course, at this point, wNv have to be cautious of a flank coming in once again as they group up outside of the A ramp. Could also come in from middle. There was a smoke towards the bottom of the ramp as well, so they weren't really able to get themselves much control up it either. So being cautious now as they advance forward, having to use utility to clear out these positions such as the sandbags. The wall bang though, it does so much damage onto Flying. He just about manages to actually stay alive. As now the utility being tossed out by both sides, the execute from the T's and the counter nades from Invictus. And you can see even with that execute that came in, Uzi was still holding for that flank, expecting it. It works out for him, but Vadim again on the trade. This man on the op, every time he gets an opportunity, he just snatches it away immediately. Jing trapped in this corner. I think Vadim may be aware of it, but the peek comes in. Actually tags up the player in the background as well. So a great job right now to maybe keep the D side in this one. Shaq able to find the kill though. Jean's on the op as well, and now it's all onto Uzi. 1 versus 2. Doesn't realize there's a player coming up close who's actually dropped down. He hears the footsteps now. The AK reigns supreme in that fight up against the pistol. And now it's only Vadim. He's been playing great, but a 1 versus 1 that is not going to be easy. He gets caught off guard, and there it is. Finally, wNv get another round, and it's off the back of a massive ace clutch from Uzi. That's not a performance that's going to be replicated. That can be replicated though for them to win these rounds. And as I said, it is going to be gun rounds for the rest of this half right now that wNv teamwork have to work against. So can they keep this up? Uzi, I mean, maybe he can. Gets himself the opening kill in this round as well. That's now 6 kills in a row. Cammy goes down pretty quickly, as I say that. Vadim then able to go ahead and snatch away 1 with the op as well. Seeking dropped by the aggression from Shaq. Didn't even need the flash. It came in afterwards and just blinded him up. Just for the sake of it. That's the bomb as well. That's the main issue right now. The smoke goes down, and yeah, maybe Uzi is gonna have to ace again if they want to win this round. Either that or Whitex as well, stepping it up alongside him. Just under a minute remaining, as they still haven't really worked their way very close to this bomb. I don't think it's not really possible. Let's be real. I think saving could be the better option, but even then, if they don't save, they'll have more money than if they were to save. I think. I don't know. It's an awkward one either way. Going for it now, up through the A-bomb site instead. Able to quickly take down 1 player, but the remaining 3 all waiting towards that bomb, and of course the T-side don't realize this immediately, so they still have to use utility, they still have to check out all these positions as they move forward, which is just, it's running down valuable time. And the op, Vadim, he's been unstoppable, he's not going to miss these shots. A quick flick on the Uzi, and then it's Flying. That finishes that one off, 11-3. Let's have a look at the scoreboard again, because Flying and Vadim were both up there on 13 the last time we checked. Now it's 16-4, 15-4, 14-7. And then over on the wNv side, it's just kind of flat for everyone apart from Uzi, who's sitting at 14-11 himself. Doing what he can. It is a team game though, so we need to see a lot more from wNv if they want to make this comeback happen, because right now on their map choice, they look dead, really. That's the best way to put it. Oh, Whitex could catch this window peek. Yeah, I mean, that's one thing they have been getting quite successfully. They've been expecting it whenever it's happened and have managed to find the kill the majority of the time. Fighting over towards ramp though, Jing able to get that trade, but kind of in an awkward spot after getting that trade, because he couldn't just let it of course happen, let his teammate go down without fighting for it. But once he steps out to take that kill, the op in the background is watching, and with a UMP, not really an easy duel to win at long range. There we go, the B commitment is now coming in from wNv. Fala up close, throwing up a couple of flashes. Does have assistance from Flying, who's beginning to rotate in, and he may not even need it. Fala already getting 1. Peeks out though, and the op going to quickly return it. It's the double op setup actually right now from the T side to try and hold this down in the 2-on-2. So a couple of shots being connected, and this could very quickly be that 4th round for wNv. And indeed, Cammy finds Flying up close. It's all on Vadim. You can't give him these chances though, because we know he can win them time and time again, down to the 1 versus 1, but it will go in favor of Uzi in the end. It was the heroes for both sides right there in the final round that were left to decide it. But 11-4, still a spectacular position for Invictus Gaming to be in, especially as they head over to that T side. I don't really see wNv having it in them to make this comeback happen right now. No. It's like one of those bad dreams when you watch someone jump off this. It's like you watch them, but before they hit the ground, it just stops. But I'm really surprised. We said back, I said at least back at Mirage. Sure, Invictus are looking great right now. Sure, it was a 16-8 victory, but with Vertigo being the choice of wNv, you'd expect them to be good on the map. I mean, we also said Invictus, of course, probably don't hate it because they let it through the veto. They let it be there as an option for wNv to choose. But if you're choosing a map like in Vertigo, you want to be really damn good on it. Otherwise, I don't understand why you're choosing it. It's probably just out of desperation. Then you're like, oh, we're probably not going to beat them on any of these maps. And there's like, oh, we can try Vertigo maybe. That's the only way I could see this happening. Or maybe wNv just thought they were a lot better than they were, and maybe didn't really know that Invictus were actually great at Vertigo themselves, because that certainly seems to be the case. Catching that aggression over towards B already to take an advantage for Invictus. Rotation from the CTs will be coming in. But as you can see, the T side has slowed it down, which could be to their detriment, because showing those heads when you're up against USPs, the majority of the time is not really going to work out when you only have a Glock. Now the commitment's going to come in. Smokes, Molotovs and flashes to try and allow these Glocks to close in the distance, and indeed it's working quite well. Jing eventually pulling a couple back. Cammy as well going to be able to find a quick headshot, and with that it's only flying 1 versus 2. Still has lots of time to work with, so it's definitely still a winnable spot, but right now wNv, this is the pistol round they need, and it's looking good. Spotting that player pushed up close as well. Cammy needs to be careful, but he will end up getting the headshot for himself. Didn't have Kevlar, so aim punch could have been a big factor there. It's not a rerun. You haven't seen this in a very long time. This is a rerun, man. You know about? It's definitely a rerun. Aska Tovum. Ooh, Jeans. I mean, he's just changed to Jeans right there. Whitex with such a nasty shot. We should corner the wall as well. Straight towards the head. Nice advantage for Invictus gaming in this round, but they still are outclassed in terms of the weaponry. So it doesn't mean it's going to be easy by any means. Although how good they have looked overall. I mean, who knows? Vadim gets one on the deagle as well. Koshak through the corner of that wooden box with a headshot. The FAMAS ready as soon as that door gets opened. It's not actually showing it to us because instead the push is coming in towards B, which is now flanking out on towards C King. He was completely screwed. And it's all on Uzi. 1v5. I mean, that round couldn't have happened any worse. No success at all being found for wNv. All of the weapons being gifted over as well. An AUG, a couple FAMASs and an M4 for Invictus that they don't have to invest into rifles now in this round. Oh. Yeah. I like the plan for the aggression together. Unfortunately, it was very quickly qualmed by Vadim and Flying. Very quickly calmed down, rather. The USP still somehow alive, taking that fight while just standing in the open. I'm not sure how that lasted so long for Vadim, was just waiting on his teammate to come in and help him out. 13-5, 8 rounds in the difference now. wNv going on to, not even going on to a bye actually, they're going to be ecoing again. So then taking what could be their final full gun round at 14-5 down. I mean, that is not a good spot to be in. CZ up close though, able to snatch away 1 kill. If they can get this second onto Vadim, then the rifle will be able to be picked up. That's with the M4, of course, as well. Vadim, though, trades back up close. Shaq walking up onto this B-bomb site in the meantime, as well as managed to take down all of the defense. So with that, the bomb now going to be retrieved and brought in this direction. Oh, yeah, there you go. Pick it up. Open the toilet. Make sure there's no one in there. Maybe he's just checking that the seat was down. I mean, if his teammates left the bomb outside of it, maybe they were in there waiting.
Bomb has been planted.
Koshak. Bit unfortunate on the timing right there. If he held that angle for like half of a second more, he would have got that kill. It won't affect the outcome of the round, or maybe not. It doesn't affect the outcome of the round, potentially, but it does take down Koshak and cause him, alongside Flying, to actually lose a rifle. So a bit unfortunate. Either way, though, 14-5. wNv teamwork now coming onto the full buy. If this doesn't work, it's probably the end of the road here for wNv. Of course, the winner of this qualifies to the closed qualifier. But they will still have one more best of 3 to play today. They'll be playing up against 5 Power, I believe, because Linvision Gaming did, I believe, forfeit the other game. Haven't really checked this since, of course, we were meant to do it earlier on. A nice boost comes in. The head being spotted by Jing, trying to use a position that we've actually seen come in from Koshak over on that CT side. Doesn't quite work out as well, though, for Jing, unfortunately. They had a good counter to it with the boost spotting the head above. A 1-for-1 trade, though. I mean, not a terrible position for wNv, but it does still tend to favour the T side, and a boost even in towards the window. Will they spot the player in the back of mid? There we have it. Seeking. He went for the initial shoulder peek, tried to re-peek then to get the kill, and ended up going down. But again, back and forth. There is still 1 minute and 5 seconds remaining, so I mean, Invictus aren't in too much of a rush to make this decision, but they need to be careful. Taking the 1v1 fights, I mean, that wasn't really his fault right there. Was holding the angle. I don't think realised his head would be spotted before he would be able to actually see the player. Oh, but a nice flick from Cammy there in the end as well. 14-6. Okay, I mean, 8 rounds to equalize the scoreline. We've seen crazier comebacks in the past. But with how kind of inconsistent wNv have looked so far, I don't know if this is going to be doable for them. A very passive hold as well here from Flying, actually realizing that the aggression down the ramp has become very common for the CT side. Nade then goes in as well to do a small bit of damage. At this point, wNv could afford to just leave one player here and rotate another one back around over towards B, or in towards middle even. Which looks like it could be a good idea with the majority of the Invictus players all set up around these areas. But as I said, at the advantage did still go in favour of the CT side. A 1-for-1 trade then as well being found on towards Koshak. A bit of team damage not helping out, but it doesn't matter because Uzi's hitting all of the up shots. It doesn't matter who stands in his way. Leaving Flying. Bomb under his control, but not much else. If he takes it towards B, I mean, Whitex is on 46 health, so he gets that kill. Then maybe the bomb plant comes in. And 1 versus 2 at that point, very winnable in the after plant. So you can't completely count them out. Ooh, might get caught off guard as well from the back of the site. Although this is a position that's being played quite a lot, even by Invictus themselves. It is pretty common. And Whitex, of course, already has a couple of kills as well. We'll keep an eye on him right now to see what's going to happen rather, because he has now been spotted. The smoke though goes down, so giving Flying a bit more room to work with. But he's only 10 seconds, so he just needs to get that bomb down, which isn't going to be possible because he's completely sandwiched in from all sides. Ends up trying to push the upper, goes down, and that's 14-7 now. Back onto the pistols now for Invictus. I think this is the first eco we've really seen from them all game, apart from the one they actually managed to win earlier in this half. The angle this time around may work for wNv. It's Seeking instead, taking himself a second for the round, stopping that initial ramp aggression that came in from the T side. A position that they want to heavily contest, of course, as we've seen so far. Take control of that bottom of the ramp, it cuts off all opportunity for them to take it over towards A unless they bring it in through middle. So at that point you can kind of leave one player aggressive down to get the info early on and focus your control in towards middle and B, which means you have quick rotates. What is the plan for Invictus as a minute remains? Bomb plant would be nice, considering they have invested on towards a few of the players. Spending quite a lot of money in this round. Bit of damage on the B250 from Vadim. Probably not going to do too much though. Already the rotations have come in as well. I think there's a flank from behind from Jing. Not even given the time to actually make his way anywhere near the bomb site because it was a pretty hold from wNv. So looking a little bit better here on the CT side. We have to give them that. But is it too late? That's my worry. This round, I was going to say, should be an eco from Invictus, so we were likely to see a 9th round at that point, but never mind. Invictus just want to buy, and I don't agree with this. They're given the chance right now for wNv to actually make this comeback happen, and they really don't need to. The 2 AKs could maybe get something done. Vadim and Fala. Vadim has been playing well, mostly with the op though. Fala is doing okay as well. Flying and Koshak are kind of the 2 riflers so far that I would have preferred those AKs to be in the hands of. But let's see, grouping up outside of A. This time around the CTs didn't actually take aggressive ramp control. We'll see a little bit more room being given to Invictus as they approach the bomb site. Trying to boost up though, will end up getting spotted by the op. A 3rd player now being rotated over to defend this bomb site as time continues to tick down somewhat. 50 seconds remaining, getting to a point where pretty soon they won't really have the option to bring it back over towards B. Although they do still have 1 player lurking around elsewhere. Here we go though, smoke's going to be coming in. As I said, a bomb plant would be really nice right now for Invictus. If they can get that down, the extra economy going into the next round would be a massive bonus. But it's not going to be easy. Seeking already with 1, lines them up around the smoke, and is just completely destroying all of these T players. Flying picks up the AK, still has full health, but no Kevlar and 4 opponents with 14 seconds. I think hiding behind sandbags to save the AK would probably be his best option. But he is going to take that fight and end up going down then in the end. Before time runs out though, so not too big of a deal. He does still get himself the loss bonus. Falado only has 2,900. Jeans only has 3,150. He's bought a Deagle, so he could have bought an AK otherwise. I don't know. This is very weird economy management here from Invictus. I mean, if they're willing to buy in that previous round where they can only get 2 AKs, why didn't they buy in this one when they could get 4? Oh, nice 1-tap. Uzi actually gets that second one. Wasn't sure if it was Seeking as well at first. The nades doing some damage, but not quite enough. The Molotov will eventually spread, meaning they will pull back one of these kills on ramp. But again, wNv teamwork looking pretty good here on the CT side. Use that aggression well initially. They get the advantage off the back of it, and then they're willing to just give up that map control, take themselves back towards the bomb site. Kind of similar to how you'd approach a map like Overpass, with maybe taking that peak on mid at first, then falling back towards the bathrooms, contesting there a little bit, then back towards the bomb site, just so you make the T's really work for that map control. There you have it, Jing catching that boost as well with a quick headshot on the M4. 2 versus 4 now. Flying and Vadim. They have that 1 AK still, but it's in the hands of the player without Kevlar as well. Yeah, with that it's pretty much over and done. Flying does end up taking down 1 on the Deagle. Smoke onto the bomb site could maybe give him the chance for the bomb plant. But he is going to go around the other way instead, try and isolate the fight against the player on the AWP, and he definitely knows that because he's here to scope it now for sure. Bit of a gap in that smoke that he maybe could have worked with, and there's one up close on the right as well. Actually does manage to win out that fight. So hang on, this is getting winnable right now. Taps the bomb and taps the head of Uzi. All onto Whitex. There's 14 seconds remaining, but Flying seems to think he could be coming in on this flank, so he may get caught off guard the second he taps this bomb, or the second he takes it out even. Whitex with the peak has a free kill. 14-10. The closest we've seen Invictus to picking up a round here on this T side in quite a while. Okay, how many rounds has it been since we've seen a full buy for Invictus? They've finally gotten one out, but I feel like it's been at least 5. It's what it seems to have been. Unfortunately, we don't have the round tracker. Oh, the same position from Seaking. How does this keep working out? I mean, just molly the sandbag straight up at this point, because there's always someone there. Seaking gets the kill and is even able to back away into a better spot himself. We will see a trade at least being found this time around from Invictus, and Flan has managed to get himself up forward as well now towards the A ramp, so they might not expect him to have actually already crossed over. Let's see what the goal is, though. I believe that's actually the bomb of... yeah, the flying as the bomb, that is an issue. They're going to need to, I guess at this point, take it in towards A with a split. They have that one player on B who can be selling a bit of a fake. Flying is going to need this kill here on the ramp, otherwise the bomb gets dropped and is then likely locked down. So this is awkward. A lot of things need to go right for Invictus to be able to win out this round. The op holding this mid push as well, spots the legs, slowly creeping into the crosshair of an AWP. Never the best idea. Seaking able to creep out as well, take down Flying. That's the bomb drop. They did send another player back around to try and help him at least, but it's not really going to work out. 14 to 11, 3 rounds now in the difference. What is happening? Invictus looked amazing on the CT side. Now they look flat on the T side. I don't know. Maybe Vertigo is the CT side of the map now. Again, just a bit of a mix and matched by rather for the T side. The one AK that they have for Flying working out pretty well though. This time they put a little bit more manpower over towards the ramp to ensure that they'll be able to potentially overwhelm those players who got aggressive, and it does end up working out. Driven an M4 as well for their efforts, so they have 2 rifles now in play. I mean, I feel like this is the round that Invictus do end up winning. As soon as it looks close for wNv. Hang on though, Cammy's got in on the flank, they have no idea. Gets himself that second kill eventually. The forklift was making it a little bit more difficult than it needed to be. Those AK bullets not doing quite as much damage. Still seems to think there's another player up the ramp. I think he will now realise that's not the case, but he was still able to deal with Vadim either way. It's all on Flying. He's creeped into the spawn, but the op's holding the angle. It seems to know Uzi's there to shut it down. 14 to 12. I jinxed it. I mean, we're looking like we could actually potentially see a map number 3 at this point. Invictus just do not look good here on the T side of Vertigo. Molotov in towards middle. Koshak advancing around it. I think with that as well, the player on mid is not really going to be looking for that fight. There we go. The Molotov in towards sandbags. Didn't go quite as far as he would have hoped for. I don't think it was perfect, but it did still manage to force the player out across as soon as he saw that Molotov coming in. No matter where it was landing, once he saw it, he was like, okay, I better start moving right now. Mid control being found for Invictus, so this is looking a little bit better. You can see they definitely have the utility, the smokes down in towards middle, etc. So they do have some kind of plan of how to approach this map on the T side. That up in the back though in the hands of Uzi. The head though being spotted. Perfect angle there by Vadim. I don't think Seaking realised that he could be exposed really. With that man advantage, 2-man advantage now. Jean's creeping up the B ramp as well. I don't think it's going to be expected. An easy headshot onto Jing. White trades one back. But again, instantly returned on. It's Uzi caught in the spawn with his op on his back and his trousers around his ankles. So basically in an awkward position. 15 to 12. Finally map point being found for Invictus. It is also serious point, but they have fought hard to get to this. That one round that eluded them for a very long time. 3 rounds in a row for wNv to take it into overtime. I mean, that's definitely possible at this point. Aggression on mid. Koshak this time around not going to be able to go forward as he did in the prior round. There was a little bit of a gap, so he was hoping that someone would maybe show themselves, but in the end, wNv deciding against it, just going back and boosting up on top of the box on mid. Molotov over. Back towards the sandbags. Make sure no one's holding that angle right there as his teammate peeks out. I believe they're also being cautious of the fact that that boost could have came in. I'm not sure maybe if they heard a noise or just checking it either way. One trade will be brought back by Uzi though on the AWP, so it is now once again a 4-on-4. No longer a favourable position for the T side. As I say that though, again it is shifted. That flash is perfect. Jing gets taken down over towards middle, and now it's a 4-on-2. One man left to defend that B-bomb site, goes down instantly, and Cammy, yeah, that makes sense. All ragdolled and stuff. Not looking happy. That's his actual face as they lose this game, because they got so close to making the comeback happen. It was, I mean, the first half was terrible. They were like, okay guys, this is our map choice, we'll bring it back now on the CT side. It looked really good, but in the end, just fallen a little bit too short. Great performance though overall from Invictus, especially on Mirage, so we have to give that to them. They looked good on their own map choice. They had a good CT side here on Vertigo. T side definitely needs to be worked on. Certainly room for improvement, as there always is. But overall, a very good performance from them indeed. We're going to go ahead and send that over to a break, guys. I'm not too sure how long we're going to be waiting for this next matchup, but we should have Invictus versus 5-Power coming up next.
Turn my heart into something gold. Knew I sold my soul to the devil long ago. I rode it all along on your wave right before it broke. Time was thrown down the well, so I let you go. Your side, I fell up when you fell down, but we stayed in flight. I'm laughing to myself, cause I know that I can't deny. I can't find what you can't hide right inside my
They've taken it like proper sportsmen at this stage.
We're about to have the question answered of who really is the best of all time.
All 5 players are just great players.
They're both with their knives out. They're both not ready, and somehow Stewie stays alive. Stewie's not getting arrested. He gets by Apex.
We're here to only win. We don't care who we play. We don't care if it's simple, the best player in the world. We don't care if it's the worst player in the world.
At the highest level of play, there can be no compromises. Gamers demand the highest clock speeds to give them the FPS they need to perform. Rise to the moment. Intel Core i7, the official CPU of the Intel Extreme Masters. Game, record, stream without compromise.
So this is it. This is where it all started. The great business of DHL.
You remember when we still use these?
We have all come a long way since then.
Hey, Effie, my little buddy. I got a special job for you. And this is only the beginning.
This is game fuel. It's domination in a can. Tastes like loser tears.
New Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
Under peach yellow skies, dreaming big and aiming high. Name the clouds passing by, wishing we run away. All we need is our passports, baby. Leave the rest in our troubled minds. Let us go down in laughter, baby. Trying to figure out what we're after. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. Baby, leave it all for the faded hearts. I don't mind if they call us crazy, 'cause they don't understand what we're after. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. Dancing on my own when you spill that rum and coke on my t-shirt. Yeah, your eyes made it difficult to get my baby. And the next thing I know, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Oh, you give me that high-pitched feel, baby. First sight, the way you looked at me, couldn't say goodbye. To make it stop, 'cause baby, you make me feel something. And the next thing I know,